So many of my girlfriends ask me, how do I edge up my outfit for going out at night? So I'm going to show you this really simple way of just kind of smearing black around your eyes. It looks really sexy and sultry on the red carpet, and in photo shoots you think, oh my gosh, I could never do that, but I'm going to show you that you actually can, because it's so easy and just a bunch of smudging. So I'm going to start, I haven't done anything to my face at all. I'll do everything at the end for skin, because there will be some fallout probably, and I'll be touching my face a lot, so I want to keep my skin just clean in the beginning so that I can wipe it down if need be. I'm not even going to curl my eyelashes to begin with, because I'll be touching those too. I'm going to use this little smudge pot. It's from Rituel de Fille. It's obsidian, and it's black. So, and then the Kaya Weiss little dome-shaped brush is the perfect brush to use to just dab that in and press it into your lids. So, here we go. Starting out the outer corner and then just dragging the product in. You're going to have to smash your brush into the little pot a number of times. It's really a solid, and you need the brush bristles to pick it up really well. So, now for everybody's different shape of eye, you're going to experiment with this. Maybe your eye shape lends itself to just the outer 1/3 being blackened in. Maybe you're going to take it just to the middle of your iris. If it's not if it's not way too enclosing, I want you to take it all the way to the inside, because that's how you get a really dramatic look. For some folks, it closes off the eye way too much, but I think most people can handle it, especially when this is the kind of look you're going for. So I just take it up to about here and smear it around, just about where the middle of your socket would be, okay? We'll come back and do the bottom in a second. Have I mentioned that I'd like to try to stop saying we? I don't know where I picked that up. Now we're going to do this, and now we're going to do that. I don't know. Sounds ridiculous. Anyway, now I'm going to, again, press this in. If you have really oily eyelids, this will work great for you. If you have really dry eyelids, you might want to moisturize first thing. Let it sit in, soak in for a few minutes, and then put this on. This product will work well no matter what. It really does. It really will take to whatever you give it, but you know, for a lot of women who have really oily eyelids, this is a stellar product to use, because it will look better as the day goes on. It might smear a little bit. It might get into your crease and settle, but it'll take 2 seconds to just swipe it with your finger, and the product, the darkness will still stay there, but it won't be you know, obviously separating. Okay, so my eyes are dark. You can add as many layers as you need to achieve it, the depth of darkness as you want. And we'll put a little underneath. I'll put a little underneath. This is going to be a hard habit for me to break. You can accomplish this look in a number of different ways with a bunch of different products. I don't like using loose powder for this, because the fallout, all the little pieces of color particles that get underneath are pain to clean up. So I much prefer either using an eyeliner and just smudging the heck out of it, or some sort of creamy shadow like this one. It's more of a dry, creamy cake. Now you're going to create whatever shape, again, lends itself best to your eye shape. It's so much of a personal preference. I think for me, I look best when I bring it up a bit out here, and then use foundation to conceal a little bit of the redness that I get. But for you, it might be more about pulling it out lengthwise. Chances are good everyone is going to look better with it going up. So start there, something with an upward movement. See how messy this is, it doesn't need to be perfect. A lot of makeup tutorials show you like calling it the cut crease and doing a really like spectacular angle right here and another color right underneath it. It's just not my aesthetic. I think it's cool and I respect it, but it's not my aesthetic. I like a more self-done, regular person kind of look. I mean, regular person as in not makeup artist kind of look. So this part does take some time to build it up. Okay, so done. That was about 4 minutes. So then I'm taking this black pencil from Antonym Cosmetics and smashing it into my lash line. Again, see how messy? It does not need to be a perfect line because I'm going to go in with my finger and smudge it up. You just want to make sure you get it into your lash line. And then before it has a chance to set, smudge it. I'll do this a couple times. And I will also go into my waterline, which is not terribly comfortable. Even after all these years, I'm still not very good at it, doing it on myself. I know tons of models that could do this to themselves without a mirror in a moving car or while they're running down the road. I just still feel like it's uncomfortable and awkward, but it does look cool. I think I've given this disclaimer before, but I've had ophthalmologists tell me that this is not a safe practice, that it can create infection in your lash root, and it's best to keep it from this area. I've never had a problem. I've never had any model or actress come back to me and tell me that they've had a problem, but just so you know. It is a possibility, as with all things, that something that doesn't bother one person could bother you, so note to the wise. Word to the wise? What's that saying? Nearly done. It's really just about accentuating whatever eye shape you've got, which is why I'm just basically tracing my eye with the black liner. I'm going to take it toward the bottom as well on the inside. We call this the waterline. Someone calls this the waterline. I don't know where I got that from. It changes the look of the eye makeup completely, right? And then you go back in and smudge it, smudge it, smudge it. And you kind of just smudge it into the shape that you want it to be. And then you go back and clean up whatever doesn't look right with concealer or foundation or cotton swab to just take off whatever is in the wrong place. You may want to put an eye drop or two in either before or after. Because when you showcase your eyes like this, it's tough if it's not, if your eyes are bright red. It's tough to pay attention to the eye makeup and not just to the hurt-looking eyes. I mean, that's basically how many of us do it for the red carpet. And I'm just going to clean it up a bit, but just a bit. And again, you can make that shape at the outer corner into whatever it is that looks best on you. For me, it's a slight upward slant. For most people, it's going to be an upward slant. Anytime you take anything down on the outer edge, it ends up making you look a little bit sad. So keep it going up for a more uplifted look. Smudge into it so there are no hard edges anywhere. This is a long tutorial. The next step will be just to put a little bit of mascara on. You don't need a ton. This will look better and better as hours pass. It kind of melts in. As you blink, it transfers a bit. It just winds up looking really cool. I'm going to take a little bit of foundation. Really sheer foundation. This is one from Juice Beauty. I'm number 14, Sand. You've seen me use this brush plenty of times before. I like it that it has a little edge so I can use the edge of it to clean up a line. Make sure not to use the same finger you just used on your black eye makeup, which I just did. There's hardly anything. You saw the teeniest little drop that I put in this brush. I like to keep foundation extremely sheer always. Always, always, always. Now, to curl, always turning it towards your nose, whichever side of your nose you're on, to get those outer edges up. Now, what's cool about this, you could totally pull in any other color. You could do the black smeariness and then do your inner lashes your inner waterline rimmed with green liner or silver or gold or whatever. It would look super cool. But basic black is the quintessential cool, easy, smudgy, kind of rocker look. You can work at perfecting doing the shape a specific way that really complements your eyes. It takes time to figure it out. A little mascara on the bottom. It's only makeup tutorials like this that take this long. I hardly ever spend this much time in front of a mirror. But it's cool and sexy and it's fun. So then, whoops, I just knocked my water over. Then I'm going to take a concealer, a cake concealer from Mineral Fusion that I like, and just pat it in down here to really showcase the dark that's on my eyes instead of the dark that I have under my eyes. You'd think I didn't sleep well last night. Not the case. See how different we look with different shapes around our eyes? It's fun, right? Then, because this needs a little color on the face, otherwise you look a little ghostly, I'm going to use from Well People very sheer, creamy bronzer. It's just an ever so slight amount of shimmer in this bronzer. I'm not usually a huge fan of bronzers with shimmer because the shimmer tends to stick around as the day goes on once the color has faded and is very obvious in sunlight. So when you're putting the makeup on in your bathroom in the morning, you don't see it, but everyone who encounters you outside sees it pretty strongly. Nice, we're almost done. Also from Well People, I'm going to do something that I hardly ever do, and that's fill in my eyebrows. So I'm taking their auburn shade. I think that's what it is. Matte auburn. And this is an old brush of mine. I don't even know who made it, but it's an angled brush like that. I'm going to press it into the product and then take most of the product off on my hand, because you will see a little goes a long way. Always starting at the arch and moving over, and then you can go in and fill in the inner part. If you fill in the inner part first, it ends up looking extremely harsh and angled. So, you know, that is a definite look that's been in for a while now. It's not my aesthetic necessarily. I like it on a lot of other people, but I feel like, you know, in your 40s, it's a little bit less dramatic makeup that makes us feel our best and most beautiful. I mean, this is a pretty dramatic eye look. I don't need a crazy sharp brow to go along with it. And then one thing that I will always do is take a cotton swab and smudge, 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 so that, again, it doesn't look too drawn on. This is a very severe look that needs a little softness on the lips. So this is from Ilia. It's called The Butterfly and I. It's a sweet, very sheer, pale peachy pink. That's it. I'm ready to go out with my dark eyes.